to another video. I'm so happy to be sitting down and like chatting to you. So this video is going to be something that I am hoping will help you all. It's something that I wish I found out earlier, but it almost came along right at the right time. Honestly, it's like the biggest life hack you're ever going to receive. You'd be amazed how handy your birth chart is. I've been analysing my birth chart for over a year now, and every single time I find something new, I'm just amazed. I've basically put together in the simplest way possible some ways that you can analyse your birth chart and kind of take away things from that that are going to help you on your right path. So a lot of you, including myself, have been going through a rut. We're going through a pattern in our life that is, we're lost, confused, we don't know whether we're on the right path or not. Maybe you just are finishing school like I was a year ago and you feel rushed. You feel like you don't know what you want to do, you don't know what path you're going on, you don't know if it's the right path. So I hope this video can help you, because I've been receiving a handful of messages from you guys saying that even just a little bit of my videos have helped you get on the right track, or somewhat the right track, or even just identify that you're feeling a little bit lost. So today's video, we're going to be discussing how to live your dream life, how to be successful, how to find your life path, and be happy and feel so fulfilled, like the best you've ever felt, because you know you're on the right track. There were moments last year when I was getting ready for uni, and I remember sitting down talking about a video, trying to convince myself that art and design seemed like the right way to do it. It seemed like the right direction to go, because there wasn't really anything else. But you've really got to do a lot of soul searching and figuring out. We're going to kind of have a discussion today about how to be fulfilled in what you do, finding a pathway that better suits you, feeling secure and comfortable within that pathway, being able to grow in what you do, and using your personality, talents, skills, and everything about you to grow and also gain skills within that. So I have a few little tips and tricks up my sleeves, so we're just gonna get straight into it. So I'm going to be talking a lot from my point of view as well, and how this has kind of allowed me to figure it out, and maybe I will discuss parts of my birth chart in my perspective and how that's allowed me to figure out where I'm meant to be going. And you know, it was honestly a very, I don't even know how to explain it, it was just a very weird time, and the fact that I've gotten to where I needed to be, I'm trying to figure out how I even got there, and it's like a big mess of things. But on your birth chart, on the right hand side of it, you're going to have houses all down the side. Now I do recommend that analyzing every single house and what house it is in, like what zodiac, is really beneficial. For example, my second house of money and possessions is in Gemini, or multiple outlets for me to gain money in some way or another. This isn't all based on your birth chart. Like if you read something and it doesn't quite sound so right, then obviously take it with a grain of salt, but there's endless amounts of suggestions to do with these houses. However, the house we're going to be talking about today is your midheaven. So your midheaven is your 10th house, and your midheaven rules your social status, your career, how you're going to make it in this world, and your success. My midheaven is in Aquarius. So if you have got your birth chart and you've managed to figure out the time of date you were born, you will receive it on the right hand side. Your midheaven is your 10th house in your chart, represents your skills, things you're good at, and most importantly, what will bring success and joy to your life. This is your career, life path, social standing, and reputation. So this is how people are going to view you. This is where all your skills come in handy. The sign that your midheaven is in determines a lot of your skill set and what you're good at, what comes naturally to you, and more often than not, it can be your most dominant sign, but depends really, because my most dominant sign is Aquarius. So I have Aquarius moon, Aquarius midheaven, a lot of Aquarius in my main signs, Aquarius Venus. So a lot of it for me personally, in the way I react to things, is in an Aquarius manner. For me, I always wanted to do something in art and design. It never really occurred to me like whether I, you know, could deal with sitting in an office all day. Like it was always a thought, like I wanted to do something creative, but creative doesn't always mean art. Like, it can mean many things. I love art and would love to incorporate it in my everyday life, but because it's such a big hobby of mine, and did identify this factor earlier on, so I'd realized that as much as I love art, it's definitely a hobby and something that I need to use through self-expression. So when I was trying to figure out, you know, something to do as a job, a lot of ideas were coming, like art history, psychology, and nothing really pulled me. One thing I did pick up on is I do need a job that's very hands-on, very, you know, there's a lot going on. Me myself, I'm a very organized person, so I needed a job that allowed me to prepare myself and do things, but also I needed a job that I felt comfortable in, secure in, something that was a lot, that was very more so rewarding than you know, making it up in my career sector, if that makes sense. I need a job where I know what I'm doing. I am almost in a sense my own boss, but not. So I did figure out I'm a very independent person, and these are all traits of an Aquarius. So looking at my midheaven and just the Aquarius sign in general, I will read to you what I have written out. The ruler of Aquarius is obviously Uranus. So Uranus is our planet of originality and anything quirky and different. So I needed a job that was, you know, out of the norm, something that was not out of the norm, but something that allowed me to kind of have a bit of freedom. That's another key word within anything to do with Aquarius. We need freedom to do what we want to do. We don't like people telling us what to do. Aquarians are also known to love to learn. They love learning things, and once they have a strong interest in something, they will go to the ends of the earth to learn every little bit of information. Always find ways to better humanity, likely to seek individual freedom of expression through unusual or original concepts, with many changes in social positions, independent, erratic, eccentric, unconventional. Teaching is just, every day is going to be different. There's always going to be issues with multiple different kids, or even just having to deal with all these multiple personalities. So I think that's what I needed. I needed something that was just fast paced, constantly having something to do. Every day is going to be different. Aquarians love change. We love to have things different to keep us on our toes. So looking at the aspects of your zodiac that falls in your midheaven and going with that. And I haven't obviously searched up every single midheaven, and I was going to go through that in the video, but I had a feeling it'd be a little bit too long. So personally, I'm just going to go through my signs, but if you see where I'm coming from, the sign that falls within your midheaven, really recommend searching it up, and this is your gateway to find success and how your job is going to make you feel fulfilled and happy within what you're doing. Whereas for me, working with kids, being able to travel overseas, having constant change, being the head of the class, that's a leader in itself, and you're having control over these children. If you didn't know, I am working as a teacher aide at the moment for the past few weeks, and one thing I've picked up on is a lot of the teachers have asked, like, they think I've already studied, they think that I've done this before, whereas this is actually my first time being with kids properly every single day, having a routine with the children. And I really think I have a knack for it. I think that it just comes very natural to me. So I definitely recommend, before committing to university, unless you're 100% sure on that's what you want to do, then like that's awesome. Definitely get some experience, take some time to get some experience. Remember, you can always start uni for semester 2 or even a year. I think I always kind of look down on gap years because I was kind of around people that had the idea that gap years weren't the way to go. But if you have the opportunity to, do it, because working for a full year and, you know, struggling, and I think it's the best way for you as a person to learn and like get thrown in the deep end. That's just me personally, but I really gained a lot of insight just from having the time to figure things out, because at school you're very limited with the amount of opportunities you're given, in the sense that you're limited to classes, and it's not until you're actually on your own 2 feet and have to do things for yourself that's when it's like, oh, and you really gotta think. But the other sign, which a lot of you are probably familiar with, is your moon sign. Now my moon sign is an Aquarius as well, so that further enhances that need to be different and do things a little bit quirky, be in control, but also have that freedom. So your moon sign represents what makes you feel secure, your emotions. Like, of course, a big thing about being happy is being emotionally fulfilled, and your moon sign is definitely a big thing that you should take into consideration, because that's your inner you and the person that you are when maybe no one's around, or only certain amount of people will be able to see that. So for example, when you're looking at your moon sign and how that can come into play with your midheaven, I'm just going to look at my friend Gray's chart. So she is an Aquarius moon like me. Gray's midheaven is in Capricorn, and her sun sign's in Capricorn as well. So again, further reinforces. So it's looking for those links. Looking at Jamie's chart's a little bit more interesting, because for me as an Aquarius, I'm wanting to help people, better humanity, do things that are gonna help anyone, others most importantly. Gray's is Capricorn, so hers is the traditional work hard, be successful in your career, go up the rankings, whereas Jamie's is a little bit different because his is a water sign, and the water sign does rule emotions, and also his moon's in Cancer, so he's very soft, and a lot of things that he finds success and comfort with and is to do with family and emotions. Those with midheaven and Cancer long for stability. It's important that they connect with their career somehow rather than seek optimal success. So this is another thing, the fact that Jamie needs an emotional connection to his work, and if he's not feeling fulfilled and enjoying it and extremely passionate about it, then that's not achieving his midheaven. So I definitely believe that everything in your life does reflect on the time and date that you were born. It's crazy that there's never really going to be another person out there like you, and everyone's lives going to be different. We're all going to experience the same sort of emotions and growth patterns, but never grow in the same way, if that makes sense. So I really hope this video kind of gave you a bit of help within any troubles or confusion you're going through. I know that if I saw this video a year ago, I would not have done what I'd done. I wouldn't have gone to uni. I probably would have done something completely different. But to be fair, without making those mistakes, you're not going to grow from those mistakes. I definitely don't regret anything I've gone through this year. It's definitely been a tough one, but it's given me the insight and knowledge to kind of talk to you guys and tell you and help you, and I definitely believe that's part of my midheaven as well, is reaching out and helping others and making sure that they are balanced on their journey, I suppose. It's crazy how things can change a year ago to now, but for all of you that don't know, Jupiter has just gone into Sagittarius, so expect the next 12 months to be absolutely just amazing. Sagittarius is our freedom seeker, and everyone's basically going to be free-spirited and really going for their dreams, and any dreams you have are more than likely going to be fulfilled. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of information to take in. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Also, tell me your midheaven. I would love to know, and tell me where you're at. Leave some stories down below. I'm very, very intrigued to know where you guys are at. What are you hoping to be? What's your career? What do you want to be successful in? What do you want your life to be? Let me know. Also, don't be afraid to DM me on Instagram. I'm always answering your DMs no matter what. But yeah, give this video a like if it helps you, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!